What's up? We are going to be redesigning a sticker today, mostly because I don't really love how it turned out. I think the colors that I used were a little bit wrong. So we're going to redesign a sticker, and I thought that it'd be a great opportunity for me to show you how I create my stickers, how I make them look professional, and how I get them out to the world. This is the sticker that we're going to be redesigning today. I don't know if it'll focus. There we go. This is supposed to actually be a purplish red, and it ended up looking brown, and I don't really like the way the hat's sitting. Also, the paintbrush is like really, really tiny, so I wanted to redo the sticker. The only problem is I have a ton of these stickers. Now, there's nothing wrong with them. I just don't like them for the setup that I'm doing. As a single sticker, it's great, but they're going into a product for an event, and I just feel like I can do just a little bit better if I spend a little bit more time on it. So these are probably gonna end up going up in the shop. Just, I'm sure there's somebody out there that really likes the way they look, but for now, let's go ahead and redesign it. I feel like these lights are super bright. Is it a bit better? I think that's a little better. Now, I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with the original design. I just feel like I could make it maybe a little bit more interesting to work with. So I'm gonna do like a little bit of research. I might redesign it. I feel like I can make it maybe more of a funny sticker than something that's just cutesy. Like I want there to be an action happening. Usually I'll pull up like a helpful little, what's it called? Reference to kind of help me out to get things going, but I think I know what I want it to look like. I just don't know how to pose it correctly. I don't think that there's anything wrong with using references. Like clearly I just told you that I am using reference. I'm not claiming that artwork as my own. It really did help me kind of figure out how I want this character to look. Foxes are the main, I would say, mascot of Doodle Noggin. I mean, it is literally the logo. So I want to try and make it look a little bit more fox-like. I really like this floating pose that I found. Don't know who the artist is. I hope maybe I can like backtrack and find him, but I really, really like this style. And I like how loose the pose is. I want to make it my own kind of pose though, so I want to make sure that I change it just a bit. I really like the eyes. I'm really upset that I might have to get rid of them. But I think that fits more of the vibe I'm going for. Can't decide if I want it to have words or not. That's kind of what the different swipes are for. If I want it to say, you know, be creative on it, which I think I do. So let's just go ahead and get the fox character design done first. I have a lot of editing when I do stickers, trying to just get the proportions to work right. Okay, I'm gonna take a break from that because I'm just kind of being a little obsessive now. I'm gonna do a little bit of coloring underneath. I didn't totally love the colorations on the last fox, so I'm kind of thinking that maybe I could find some more pastel tones and maybe that'll work a little bit better. But I'm also concerned that they will turn out slightly too light, so I might just have to kind of find a happy medium. I think it does need a little bit of color to show that, like, hey, he is a fox. And maybe the other one was just too orange because most of my characters, my fox characters, are more on the reddish side. And so I think I just maybe chose the wrong color. I had the right idea, but it was just the wrong color. So from here, I'm gonna just add a touch of shading, not very much, because I wanna keep it pretty simple, just enough to kind of separate the different layers of this fox. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the shading layer from normal mode to multiply mode. And multiply, pretty much, I don't really know how it works, but I know that it works really great for shading because no matter what color you use, it'll kind of melt in with the colors that are already underneath. It's kind of like an undertone in a way. So essentially what's gonna happen here is I'm going to take my file, I'm going to put it into Silhouette, I am going to make sure that the page is set up correctly before I even start resizing things. From there, I'm going to get the sticker to be about the size that I want it to be, and then I'm going to add an outline to it, or in this case, I honestly don't remember what it is called. What is it called? It is called a offset. I'm gonna add an offset. That's the word I'm looking for. So offsetting is essentially just creating the border of the sticker. And then from there, I try to see how many stickers I can fit onto one sheet. That way we're being really cost effective and low waste. From there, I will then send it to my printer. I'll mess around with some of the settings a little bit just to try and get it as accurate to the colors as possible. It's never perfect, but it gets pretty close. After it's printed, I can then add the top coater and go from there. This is my issue. You see how the sticker is just stuck to the side? I literally don't know why it does this, so I gotta restart the program now. You always wanna make sure that your paper setting on your printer, see if I can get you to see it. You wanna make sure that your paper setting on here matches the setting on your program, otherwise it will not print correctly. Then I send it all the way to my printer, make sure that everything lines up just right. I'm gonna double check to make sure that nothing is touching the lines, that everybody fits just right. I'm gonna go into my preferences. I'm going to make sure that my paper matches what's in my printer. I'm gonna make sure we're set to color. I go into custom and then I go into color controls. I lower the brightness slightly and I'm going to up the contrast a little bit and I'm going to up the saturation quite a bit. From there, I apply it and I press print. I've got to kind of speed this up a little bit because my next student is going to be here literally any minute. This is a Cameo. It's my preferred cutting machine. I haven't really used a Cricut, but I really, really like the Cameo. Oh, they're turning out perfect. You heard me mention, camera's blurry. You heard me mention the name, like the word topper, this is the vinyl cover that goes on all the stickers to kind of make them a bit more weather resistant and like, basically helps them not get destroyed. Wow, it is like really bright over here. It does not make them waterproof because the sticker paper is not waterproof, but it at least helps it that if something gets splashed or anything like that, it protects the sticker. And it also is holographic, so it makes it look a little bit cooler. This is what it ends up looking like. I do have a table that I usually do this at. Applying the topper takes like a lot of focus because it can really make or break the sticker if it gets like a wrinkle in it. Smooth out the bubbles. Lift it off of this mat that's not sticky, and I bring out an actual sticky mat that'll stick to you. On this mat, I'll line it up on the upper left corner, and then I'll apply just like a bit of just packing tape. This machine, and I'm pretty sure many sticker machines, have a bit of a problem of reading the printer sensors on it, or whatever they are called, the printer guides, because the holographic kind of messes with the scanning sensor. So by applying just a little bit of tape that's kind of been messed up a little bit, it can cloud it just enough to get rid of that shine and allow the device to read it a little bit better. These are the little sensors I'm talking about. It's that little square and these little lines. And so in order for the computer to read it properly, we just gotta get rid of a little bit of that hollow in there. I go into the send tab, make sure everything looks right, make sure my paper is all right, and then I'll click the send button. Sometimes it doesn't read it and I have to go in and do it manually. It'll give me this manual option. I'll click manual. And then you want to make sure that tool number 1, which is right there, goes right over the box. Sometimes it likes to give me a little bit of a problem. Ah, don't do this to me, man. Come on. There we go. So you get it positioned right over that black box. Right there. And it will line it up just right so that way you can do it properly. And then you just let the machine go, do its thing. You have a nice completed sticker. So that is my entire sticker process from start to finish. I try to keep it as simple and easy as possible. Please ignore the machine in the background. It is so noisy. That's my only complaint with the Silhouette, is that it is quite noisy. But it's as simple as that. If you want me to go more into detail about the settings that I do or how I use Procreate to create stickers, comment it down below and I can walk you through a little bit more details. But yeah, thanks for joining me today in this studio. That didn't make sense. Thanks for joining me today in the studio. There we go, it's a little bit better.